Hello, you aspiring audiovisual essayists! All this time, we have been focusing on creating a rigid and structured academic audiovisual essay with a clearly stated thesis, arguments, examples, yada yada yada. But now, we can just throw some scenes in one frame, reduce the opacity on all of them, and whoa! We get something completely different. Something strange. This is making it stranger than strange. So what is this strange business all about? Remember our friend Victor Tchaikovsky from film theory? Yeah, well, he might be able to help us. Tchaikovsky is the master of conceiving a strange product. The process of making things strange, or defamiliarization, goes somewhat like this. We obviously have our habituated reality where objects around us and our perception of them come naturally to us. We take them for granted. Then there is art, a medium that provides a reflection on our habituated modes of perception which make them appear strange in some way. Just think about Marcel Duchamp's fountain. As a result, we get a change of perception on the habituated reality around us. Our habituated modes of perception are thus eschewed and the objects are now defamiliarized. The world is then read anew where we can gather up some new insights. So what Tchaikovsky conjured up for art is what we are doing with our videographic criticism practice. We are trying to make the filmic object so strange that we might not even be able to recognize it anymore. And in doing so, it aids in the construction of new meanings. But then you might be asking, oh Shant, don't we kind of do that already? Yes, we do. But deformative criticism's goal lies in disrupting, rupturing, and deforming the media object, not to elucidate it. It is not uncovering what the media object means to reach a certain conclusion, but it is a method that does not have a foreseen end goal. Putting film on other platforms such as softwares like SPSS, architectural programs, programming platforms, etc. might yield observations and experimentations that can bring in new insights and critical appliances, which might not be the case when merely watching the film and analyzing it. This can deconstruct the object to such a great extent that new meanings would arise. And this further showcases how meaning is in the continuous process of signification. So next time you watch a movie, a TV series, or even a YouTube video, think to yourself how you can deconstruct this piece. How can you be playful with it? Think about elements of pastiche and remix, memes for example, which are all aspects of postmodernist art. How can you add another element to it, or even delete one? The list goes on. Get creative, synthesize. So will you be programming a Python script that creates a color board from the photos you feed into it? It would work well with a filmmaker's oath. Just think about it. Or will you create an AI that edits footage into a full feature film, much like the Reflector exhibit at ITFA's Doc Lab in 2019? It is even interactive. You can change the types of shots you would like the AI to put into the final cut. Cool, A. Or will you make the strange even stranger? Such as this thought-provoking project by Renee Lear where she organizes all the shots from Vertov's A Man with a Movie Camera into a new Jiffy product. And if you aren't tired of the vertiginous Vertov, what about this website that organizes the shots from A Man with a Movie Camera into themes from the film, and then allows you to upload your own videos based off of interpretations of scenes in the film, and then makes a film out of it? Are you sane yet? Or some good old conventional compilations where you bombard the frame with explosions from Michael Bay films, or you can just remove them from his films to showcase our era of cultural decline? Or are you going to saw the screen in half to clearly mark the significance of spatial composition within a sequence? Check this uncanny remix version of the dance scene between Fred Astaire and Sid Charisse in Robin Mamoulian's Silk Stockings. This is Catherine Grant's Fated to be Mated. Interesting, huh? Without explicitly presenting arguments about spatiality in the scene, we can tacitly conjure up new impressions and insights on the renowned sequence. This is also another example of how you can use the techniques we learned earlier during the seminars to manipulate the filmic object. Just go crazy. Or will you create some sort of poetic collage to showcase affinities throughout films within a specific period? Just check this example out by Alan O'Leary, where he creates a compilation of shouting men from films that deal with the 2008 financial crisis. He alphabetically categorizes keywords that appear in all of the films he uses, deconstructing the voice rather than the shot. In doing so, he demonstrates the aggressive or loud male voice that asserts the man as the agent of history. Or will you remove elements from a sequence to demonstrate the preponderance of spatiality within a sequence? Check this video out by David Verdora, where he removes all characters from Billy Wilder's The Apartment, stressing the prominence of the apartment as a thematic trope, as a symbolic space. Eerie, isn't it? I hope now you can somewhat see what the aim of this project is, not merely to analyze and interpret the text, but to recreate and transform it into anew. And the relevance of this primarily lies in the fact that we are radically transforming the audiovisual product, which is a feat that cannot be accomplished through the written word. Indeed, traditional videographic criticism might also seem like we are deforming the filmic object, but we are still trying to find meaning within the same object itself. What we are doing here is that we are trying to deform the object first and create a new cultural object which might arise new meanings that are correlated to the original filmic object. We want to almost radically and deliberately break the media object apart without having any set of strict preconceived guidelines beforehand. In other words, we want to change the media object itself, its structures and parameters, to create a new object and not merely keep its structures intact to develop insights, which is what we do with the traditional videographic criticism. In doing so, we can develop insights that we won't yield using the traditional method. The whole point of this project is to think further about the digital humanities. Where is it going? What does the advent of new digital technologies bring to the digital humanities? What are other critical practices we can use within the humanities other than the traditional textual analysis? So following Verdor's example, I would like to show you how we can remove an element within a sequence using the masking tool, which I also mentioned in the previous video. So I have a clip of Autumn Egoyan's calendar here and would like to remove the female character Arsine to demonstrate the importance of staging in depth as a visual representation of the heterogeneity of the Armenian diasporic identity. It is important to note that this method works when you have the same shot without any characters present within the shot. That being said, we would like to mask Arsine's figure so we can remove that area of the frame and replace it with the frame that has no characters at all. That is why I have copy-pasted the frame without characters on mask and placed it below the video. You first need to get the mask tool. In Final Cut Pro, you can simply go to your Effects tab and go to the Masks option. You can choose Draw Mask to draw the exact shape. On Premiere Pro, to select your mask drawing tool, you have to click on the video and then go to the Effects controls on the left side of the window. Under the Opacity option, you have options. You can either manually add points to create a shape mask, or you can just add an already existing shape. You can simply click on the pen, for example, and draw your shape. So I'm just drawing around her figure right now. Doesn't really need to be very precise. As you can see, she's moving around a bit, so what we can do is either draw a pretty big mask that covers the area of her movement, or add keyframes to animate the position of the mask, which you already know how to do. After we have drawn the mask, we simply have to click on Invert Mask. When we do that, the space the mask covers gets eliminated, and since we have that background, it fills up the deleted space. To achieve this on Premiere Pro, simply click on the Invert button at the bottom of the Opacity tool. And there you have it! We have Arsine removed, and we can later on remove the other character if needed. Good luck, aspiring audiovisual essayist!